Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. So yeah, what a day. We saw a lot of volatility. We did get a bit of, let's say, hawkish sentiment during the press conference. And while we had a 75 basis point increase, which is sort of what the market expected and where we first saw a little bit of a rally, this was pretty much destroyed during the press conference. And yeah, there was a bit of hawkish sentiment going on. Jerome Powell is always very diplomatic. There have been some, let's call it hawkish, some dovish comments, but mostly I would say still hawkish with a message that they're going to do what they have to do to bring inflation under control. Yes, they might look at slowing down the interest rate increases, but nothing has been decided yet. And yeah, you know, this is sent the market further down. As we always see it, however, the trend hasn't really changed. Yeah, I usually say this before those events, that, you know, events like this, they can have a short-term, very volatile effect. They can move, they take a few highs out, you take a few lows out, and then oftentimes what happens, you just continue in the trend direction. And you can see the trend direction was down, yeah, and it is continuing in the channel. We've now hit very hard the support level of this channel, and yeah, there are a couple of ways of drawing this channel. I mean, I could give it the benefit of the doubt and say we haven't broken out yet, because you can draw it in a way that you get 3 touch points here now, and we haven't broken out yet really. But if we draw a parallel channel, which actually looks a bit better, yeah, then we see that we've actually broken out already just now. And that would send it further down. We've now broken the 1508 level, which is below 1508. That was basically the breakout point of the channel. And we are still in this, I think, wave 4. There are a few possibilities how this can be counted. I'll take you through that, and I'll take you through the possibilities of the market. But all in all, at the moment, nothing, let's say, too unexpected. Yes, there was a short-term push to the upside. It was just a fake out though. And if you remember what I said in the previous video, that we will really need to break out of the channel here, which means, you know, a substantial breakout. Ideally, you see a retest. If you don't get a retest, it can very easily be a fake out, especially during an unpredictable, let's say, day like this. In the end, we follow the wave Y further to the downside. And we can now calculate with the latest price action here. We can, let me just change that to here now. Had to make a couple of changes, very small changes to the subwaves due to the short-term volatility here, but nothing major. We can now also calculate the target for the wave Y based on the latest price action here today, right? So yeah, there was a bit of volatile price action, you know, again, nothing too major, and we are heading further to the downside. I would like to see us reversing anywhere in this yellow area. Yeah, in this yellow box, we are in support, even though we've broken out of the channel to the downside and we've broken to the downside of this ascending trend line. We are still generally here in the wave 4 support box. So anywhere from here, we can still look at a possible wave 5 to the upside. But as soon as we go below 1460, yeah, I mean, meaningfully below it, not just a small wick, but we need to hold below 1460, then it would not be a wave 4 any longer. Yeah, I can't justify a wave 4 then anymore. We would then have to assume that this wave 1, which I really only expect ideally after one more leg up, that it was already done here. That is, the top of the wave 1 is already in. Had a few comments about that earlier on YouTube. Yeah, a few questions about that. You know, could it be in already? Could the wave 1 high already be in? And yes, it can be. That is also something that I posted into the Signals channel on Telegram and Discord earlier for the channel members. I said if we really break below that 1460 level here, then we have to consider wave 1 was already in. It is not the most likely count, yeah, but I always try to make you aware of the other possibilities as well, and in which scenario we are going to, let's say, morph into if certain levels get broken. But for now, my expectation is still that we will see one more leg up here. Yeah, no change, because we are still holding in the support box. But yeah, overall assumption is still here that we are generally in a bullish setup overall, yeah. And if we have now seen the peak here, or if we make one more leg up and then come down, this really doesn't, there isn't really a great difference. It would not change or put at risk the general bullish setup of Ethereum. Ethereum remains way ahead of Bitcoin in terms of, let's say, bullishness. The view here overall for Ethereum is still that the move down to the upside from the June low to $2,020 was a bullish wave 1. We then came down in a wave 2 here in the greater reversal area, and we're now in this third wave that can take us to $3,000. But of course, this is not going to happen in one straight line. It is choppy, it's ugly, it's messy, it's up and down. But overall, my view at the moment still is that the trend is up. Okay, but of course we can get there in a couple of ways, or 2 or 3 different ways. It's a bit like, you've got one destination, you go from one city to the other, but you can take 2 or 3 different routes, right? And which route you're going to take cannot always be determined in advance because, there might be a traffic jam or whatever. So, we sometimes have to take diversions, and maybe we have to take one here. But at the moment, there is nothing bearish on this chart, nothing bearish. Only if we go below 1460, we have to expect that we're already in the wave 2 retracement. So we just have to be ready for that. So primary expectation remains, however, that here we started a 5-wave move to the upside at 1195. We moved up in a wave 1, came down in a 2. We are now, we completed the wave 3. We're now in the wave 4. Again, that could come down to 1460, and we would still be moving up to in the wave 5. Now, the wave 5 target has come down now because the wave 4, this low, has come down as well. So this is now around 1740 for the wave 5 of 1. This is the primary expectation. Doesn't mean it has to happen. Yeah, this is just because of my, let's say, my desire to identify and look for the most ideal wave patterns. I can only tell you what the most likely outcome is based on market structure, but the market does unlikely stuff all the time, so it's not guaranteed to work out, right, that we see this additional high. But this would be ideal. See one more wave to the upside, and then we would come down in an A, B, C correction in a wave 2. The other possibility is that I've just mentioned, should we go below 1460, then we have to assume that the high of the wave 1 was already in, and then I can give you already a target for this wave 2. And this is exactly the purpose or the reason why I took profits at 1550. Yeah, I took partial profits at 1550 after buying in down here at around 1200 and 1250. Yeah, just because you never know. I said it many, many times in the videos and communicated during live streams and also on Telegram and Discord a few times that sometimes these charts fail at what appears to be a third wave. Now here, yeah, if we assume a wave 1 was already in, the difference here is 5 waves can be counted. Yeah, there is a different way to interpret this in that we say 5 waves are already in. 1, no, come on, where are we? Not that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Possible. Can be counted. Not ideal, but possible. And it's not a 3-wave move. This counts as a 5-wave move. It's not ideal though, but I wouldn't be worried that this is an ABC or something. Not at this stage. But yeah, target would then be for the wave 2, and I will highlight this now on the chart as a target area, just that you have it on the radar. Target would be between the 50% fib retracement and the 78.6, so basically between 1300 and 1430. Yeah, somewhere here for a wave 2. Let me take the circle out now. But this would sort of be the alternative that we go there straight away. Again, primary expectation is to find support here, go higher, and then come down. And then this target would move up a little bit depending on how high we go, because as you can see, if those fib levels go up because of the high, if the high goes up, then the target area will go up as well. So at the moment it's a bit of wait and see, but we are getting close here to, let's say, deep support, I would say. Let me show you that 2 more things. we can just to look at the retracements here, yeah, for this wave 3 into wave 4, we've hit the 1510 level. Pretty sure that's the level I mentioned to you before, because this is the ideal retracement for a wave 4. It is the 38.2% FIB level, so there's a strong chance we find support here and get a bounce. There is no bounce signal or reversal signal, but there is a very strong chance we start the wave 5 from here. If we go below this level, then it's the 1460 level that we're going to see next. Okay, and then one more way of calculating a target here for the Y wave, because I count the wave 4 at the moment as WXY. Another way would be the 1-to-1 ratio between wave W and Y, and we've just hit the 1508 level, so it's a strong support level, absolutely. This is actually an area where we see a lot of confluence, and it could bounce from here. It could absolutely bounce from here. We are also oversold on the 1-hour chart, so it's something interesting to look at as a potential bounce, right? No guarantee it's going to work out. In fact, the volume is still, so the momentum is still down. But yeah, you know, if we see a small reversal signal from here, for example, a green engulfing candle or maybe a bullish divergence, then this is something to possibly consider. But that's up to you. You know, I'm not telling you to buy or not. That's not my job here, and I'm not allowed to. So that's my update about Ethereum. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching.